Hi everyone, it's Arsh Ellahi, and in today's session I'm going to be talking to you about a new property that I've recently just acquired. It's a 10-bed HMO, but issue with this property is that it's a failing 10-bed HMO, and what my challenge is now is how to turn it into a profitable HMO. I believe I can do this very quickly and very easily, and in today's video I'm going to show you exactly what my vision is, how I'm going to turn it from a failing HMO into a profitable HMO. So before we do that, I just want to say a quick hello to all new subscribers and people that are watching this video. If you haven't already done so, please press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. More importantly, share it with your friends and family. So let's get moving straight in. So we walk straight into the hallway, and as you can see, it's dull, it's grim, it's not of the best condition. So the one thing that we have done straight away, you notice I've not turned on any light switches. Basically, all these lights are on a PIR, which means it's a passive infrared receiver. So as soon as we walk in, it picks up the motion, and it gives me approximately between 30 seconds to a minute to get to my destination. So let's get moving straight in. So, just so that you know guys, we've not done any work on this property yet. We've started decorating a couple of the bedrooms, but the communal areas, have a look at the carpet, have a look at the sofas, have a look at the soft furnishings, have a look at the light fittings. This is how this property was being run. So my role now is to first of all have a look at what's going on in the property, who is actually living like this. More importantly, so in this 10-bed HMO, it's not vacant. When I took it on, there were 7 people already in the building. So the first thing that I'm having to do, meet the 7 people, understand who they are, what they're all about. Are they working? Are they on benefits? Are they students? Etc. Then I've got to try and figure out, are they in rent arrears? Are they in credit? Or are they on top of their rents? Next thing that I need to do is understand who's actually making the property look like this. Because let's face it, this is not the way that I would want this HMO to run. So little things like, out of here, we've only got a couple of light fittings, we've got no balls working there. So this all reflects on the way that the property is treated. So the aim is that within a 2-week period, so hopefully next week's video, I'll do another video showing you, here's what it was now, and here's what it will become. So let's keep moving on, So walk into the communal kitchen. Now, little disclaimer, I was in here yesterday, so this isn't the first day that I've been here, but just something to bear in mind. So this wall was all damp. So what we've done, we've stripped it back to bare brick. You can see that we've done over there. And first thing that we did, we checked the roof to make sure that there's no leakages. We saw that a bit of the lead was coming away from the wall, so we've sorted that back out. We've stripped off the wall. We're gonna retile that wall. So you'll see, I really hope that you enjoy the after images or the after video. But I was here yesterday, you can see that we've got an issue with some of the tenants. They're obviously not looking after the property. We've got rubbish. They're utilising the kitchen as a rubbish area. So this is really gonna change. More importantly, if I can lean on here, I really want the culture in this property to change. So what I'm saying like that is the tenants who are leaving rubbish like that, unfortunately, over a period of time, they're going to have to go, because I want to bring in a higher caliber of tenants in order to achieve a higher caliber of rent. Should I say a higher level of rent, which is going to make this HMO profitable. So let's keep moving on. So this is kitchen number 1. So as we walk through this passageway, as you can see, again, lights have come on without me having to turn any lights on. And then again, we've got a little laundry room. I think again, this is being abused. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna change it again. So this is the only day that I've been here where these are not on. Every other day that I've been here, all these have been on. And for argument's sake, I went in the other day and someone was just drying one pair of pants in the dryer. and left that running for God knows how long. So we're going to readjust the way that these work. So one of the solutions that I've come up is with a coin operated meter. I'm going to put coin operated meters on there, and so that if they want to use the laundry, they have to pay for it, which will hopefully then start to make people think that if I'm having to wash, should I really put if I'm paying for this wash load now, shall I actually put a full load on as opposed to one pair of pants? So little things like that will really change the way that we operate here. And then again, I'm starting to see a change because over the last couple of days I've been coming here, and before all the lights were on. Now none of the lights are on, which is a real starting point for me. So this is the bathroom now. We're going to have some massive changes to the whole property, and I really hope that you like the after images as opposed to where we are right now. We can see, if you wouldn't mind just taking a picture of the back garden there, we can see in the back garden we've got a motorbike. We've got just what I would consider junk. So all this will have to change. All this has to change in order for us to bring it up to a much higher spec. So we'll keep moving on into the second kitchen. So as we walk through into this little passageway, we've got the second kitchen. So again, we can see it's not been looked after very well at all. And the landlord allowed this to happen for God knows how many years, but not any longer. So I've signed a contract for quite a long period. So we've done it for a 5 or 7 year period. Initially 5 with the view of renewing it for a further 5. On top of that, I actually haven't started, I've managed to negotiate a rent-free period. So I've managed to negotiate a rent-free period to the start of 2021. So I don't actually start paying rent until January 2021. More importantly, for the first few months, I've negotiated reduced rent. But the way that I've structured it is that the 7 tenants that are in here at the moment, the property actually still makes money as it is now. So when I say it's failing from a functional point of view. From a profitable point of view, it still makes money today. But by the time I've finished with it, it will be a cash cow, shall we call it. So little things that we've done. So for argument's sake, someone's now using this. Yesterday, this wasn't here. So in there, we housed the boiler. Before, when I came here, all the boilers were running 24 hours a day. All the windows were open. We've started to see a change. All the windows are shut. The boilers aren't running. We've put them on timers. We've made sure that the timers are in a place where they can't be tampered with, but they're still accessible. Let's go upstairs. So we've got downstairs WC. So that works really well. Oh yes, decorators here. So here's a prime example of people just abusing some of the facilities. No one's in the bathroom, but yet the light remains on. So that's just minor. Morning, how are you doing, Mika? Sorry, we're just doing a bit of filming, is that okay?
Yeah.
Right, so in this room, this is the colour of the original wall, so it's not staying like this, so you can see that we've got a bit of a feature going on there. So by the end of today, hopefully, we're going to see that this room will be already redecorated. By the end of this week, I want to see these 2 rooms dressed, ready to go, so that these can then go up onto platforms such as Spare Room, Open Gumtree, Rightmove, etc. So all the hallways you can see are quite grubby right now. So these are going to change. Again, going into the bathroom, you can see neglected, not cleaned. Landlord tells me they had a cleaner came in here every week. So what have they been doing? So, and then finally upstairs. Not sure. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll go upstairs. Morning. Sorry. Oh, sorry. How you doing,
right.
Mika?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries, no worries. And then upstairs we've got another communal bathroom, which isn't too bad. This is very easily rectified. And then upstairs we've just got 3 good-sized bedrooms. So it is a 10-bed HMO. We've got 7 people living here at the moment. We're going to keep the 7 tenants in. I appreciate that we're approaching Christmas 2020. We're still in lockdown as we speak. So I don't want to come out and spook these 7 tenants, because what will happen is that they all flee. I'm now left paying quite a large amount of rent. So I'd rather keep them in here and I'll keep them working with them. So I kind of start to say that things like that is not acceptable. Let's get, like I said, the property is making money from the outset. I don't want to spook it. So I'm going to start to redecorate the 3 bedrooms like we've just seen. The 3 rooms will then start to get marketed. We'll get a higher rent for those. We'll get obviously the communal lounge, communal kitchens, communal bathrooms all done to a good standard. I'm aiming to have these done by the start of December 2020 with a view of trying to get the 3 rooms let this side of the new year, this side of 2020, which means that we go into 2021 with a great property, fully occupied, and then I can start to weed out what I would consider the undesirable tenants, the people that I don't really believe are suitable for this property any longer. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, a couple of things that we're going to do. We are going to increase some of the rents. Some of the rents in this property are quite low for the location. I can say that because I've got a property over the road and they're generating quite higher rent, a much higher rent, should I say, than this property. So I want to bring them in line with what I consider the market rent. So we're going to start to weed them out. We're going to increase the rent. We're going to start to increase the standard of the property. And those that feel like this is no longer the right environment for them, I welcome them to go and find other accommodation. Now, that's not me being heartless, but we have to look at it from a point of view is that in this property, there will be 10 tenants. I want to make sure we've got 10 of the right tenants so that we don't get back to this stage. The last thing I want to do is decorate and bring this property up to standard and find that 3 months later, we're back to square one. That can't happen. Like I said, we're changing the culture of this property. So just going to quickly give you a quick summary of this property. So 10-bed HMO, taking it on for a 5-year agreement. We've got a rent-free period, we've got a reduced rent period whilst we bring the property up to standard. I'll show you the after video thereafter, but more importantly, what attracted me to this property was the fact that I've actually got that property just over there on a similar agreement. So between that property and this property, we kind of estimate that they're going to generate approximately £4,000 in cash flow between the 2 properties. That one's already generating £2,200 cash flow per month. This one we're going to try and generate between £2,000 to £2,500. So I'm working on £4,000 as my minimum. So my question to you guys is that you guys should be able to do this in your location. All I've done is I've looked at properties and I've come across landlords. I'm having a look at how I can add value, but more importantly, as a result of adding value, how this kind of works for everyone involved. It works for the landlord because I'm increasing the standard of his property, which means that it will increase the value of his property. More importantly, it's allowing me to take a property on, controlling it with very little money and generating £2,000 a month from a property that I don't own. The same like I've done with that one over there. So I'm going to give you another video next week to show you what I would consider near enough the final product, or there or thereabouts, depending on how the decorators get on this week. On that note, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. There are ways that you can do this. More importantly, you should be doing this. And if anything, this is now the time, especially if there's lots of student landlords out there that have struggled to let their property in 2020. If you want more information on that, I've got lots of YouTube videos on rent to rent. So if you like free information, why don't you go and download the Property Rebel podcast? It's the podcast that I release every Tuesday. It's out on Apple Podcasts, Chrome Podcasts, Spotify, as well as all the other platforms, the usual platforms. More importantly, if you want to contact with me on social media, please feel free to do so by searching for me, Arsh Ellahi, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. And then finally, I find properties like this and I list them on the Property Investor app all the time. So we've got over 200 deals on the Property Investor app. It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals like below market value deals, rent to rent deals, lease option deals, service accommodation deals, just to name a few. And you can see them all in the palm of your hand. Go to our website, www.propertyinvestor.com. propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or you can go to the App Store on your phone and type in Property Investor and download it. It takes 2 minutes. It's completely free. So guys, on that note, I really hope that you've enjoyed this session. Hopefully you've seen what it was, and the next video will be what it has become, and more important, you'll start to see the vision of what I saw from the outset, and you'll think, well, I could do this in my location too. So guys, on that note, as always, I wish you to be safe, well and happy, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Thank you.